gonna take crackerjack timing, Wang.
Total concentration. You ready, Jack?
I was born ready.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and today I'm going to cover the Marvel February 2021 solicitation information. Obviously, we're getting a healthy dose of King in Black. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but at the end of Venom 30, the end of the Venom Beyond story arc, we did see that when Eddie Brock and his son returned to our dimension, the 616, that is covered in darkness. There are no stars because obviously Null has arrived. We also got the symbiote Spider-Man King in Black issue 1 from Peter David. I think that's a 5-parter. Also arrived this week. So we are getting in to King in Black as they wrap up Ten of Swords, the big event that's going on right now. So this is going to be heavy into King in Black. We're also going to have some of the fallout from Ten of Swords, the fallout from Last Remains, and there are a few comic books that are missing. We have one that's definitely canceled. I'm going to get into that information first before I get into all the details. Like I said, we're going to hit King in Black. Then we're just going to go down through the solicitation information that Newsarama has. Now, before I get into the details, if you're enjoying the channel and you haven't subscribed to Thinking Critical YouTube. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. Let me know in the comment section, what are you looking for in Marvel's February solicitations? Is King in Black too big? Is it too small? Are you going to buy every single tie-in? I think there's 16 issues associated with King in Black in February. It might be even more. What are you most looking forward to? Do you want to see the fallout of Ten of Swords? Are you still enjoying it? I know I'm not, but there seems to be a healthy amount of people that are enjoying it. So, and Last Remains, what do you think? Is that the best story at Marvel Comics right now? Because I think it is by a mile. Even better than what's going on in Daredevil, and I'm enjoying that. So that was pretty unexpected. Now let's get into some of the stuff that's missing or cancellation, then we'll get into details. So there are some ongoing titles that are missing from February that you would have seen in January. Captain America, obviously that's the ongoing by Ta-Nehisi Coates, but there is a Captain America King in Black issue in here, so I think this is probably just a skip month. Also, Kelly Thompson's Black Widow, Deadpool are both getting a skip month in February. Also, some really early runs on Children of the Atom is not solicited for February after launching in January. Power Pack is also not solicited. Also not solicited because it's not coming. It was supposed to launch in January as Web of Spider-Man. Actually, that has been removed. If you were looking for the Web of Spider-Man in January, that is no longer being solicited and apparently will come out later. We do have one cancellation. So fans of Doctor Doom, if you like Christopher Cantwell's Doctor Doom, it will be ending in December. It was not solicited in January. It is not solicited in February. And then Christopher Cantwell did tweet out that his November issue of Doctor Doom is the penultimate, meaning the second to last. So that series has been canceled, but they didn't really announce it. Christopher Cantwell did. It's kind of something Marvel does. So there you go. Those are some of the comics that if you've been reading these, you're not going to get them in February 2021. And if you were enjoying Doctor Doom, that sucks because it's over. Now, getting into the February solicitations, obviously King in Black is the big comic book or the big comic series. Venom 33, this is going to be Donny Cates, Ivan Coelho. This will just feed into the King in Black story. This cover by David Finch is pretty great. This is fine. This is better, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, it's just a direct tie-in. King in Black, Captain America #1. I believe, yeah, this is Danny Lore. This is Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon fighting symbiotes like on the streets of New York. I don't know if you're a Danny Lore fan. Maybe this is for you. I'll probably be. I'm not. This is how I feel about King in Black. If it's not a ongoing, I already read. I'm going to read the main series. And I'm going to read the stuff that they make me read. I'm not going to read anything else because the event's too big. And after Ten of Swords, I can't handle another 30, 40 issue event. That's how I feel about it. Obviously, there are going to be people that buy it, all of it. And I hope you do. And I hope you enjoy it all. But I also learned from Absolute Carnage, almost all of those tie-ins were completely unnecessary. King in Black, #4 of 5. Now, this is the only King in Black issue solicited in February. So this event does end in March. I thought it would be over this month or in February, but it is March. There is not a lot of information in the solicit What's a god to a king? Now, I don't know if that's referring to like, is the king Null, the king in black, and then maybe the god would be the goddess Storm, perhaps, or is the god Null himself, because obviously he is the symbiote god, and then the king maybe is T'Challa or Black Panther. Obviously, judging by the cover, this is an X-Men centric or related event or issue, but we do not see T'Challa on there, so I'm a little bit confused by that. Obviously, this is the main event. This is Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman. This is what they've been working up to for a very long time. Oh, and after reading Venom number 30, I have a theory. I think that Null is, in fact, Dylan Brock from another like dimension or something. After reading and seeing who Codex was and kind of the physical thing, it could be a red herring, but I have a feeling that it actually is Dylan Brock in the end. That's why they're so closely connected. We'll see. I could be wrong. King in Black Marauders number 1, and there's going to be a Marauders issue coming out. This is Jerry Duggan. Luke Ross just finished up that Venom Beyond story arc, and I thought he did a really good job. Hate to see him get wasted on a Jerry Duggan Marauders issue. This is almost guaranteed to be terrible. Red Queen Kate Pride and the Marauders set sail against Null. Sounds like they're going to lose. King in Black Panther number 1. Looks like the Black Panther has got some wings on him. Maybe he got these from Falcon. I'm not sure. This is Jeffrey Thorne, Herman Peralta. Jeffrey Thorne is also doing the Future State event. He's writing something in there. And this is T'Challa's most treasured allies are lost in the storm of Null's making. In this wild one-shot, critically acclaimed writer, actor, and producer Jeffrey Thorne explores a Wakanda gone dark, invaded by Null's massive symbiote army. Wakanda needs its king. It needs the Black Panther, but once again, the hero must choose between his role as an Avenger and his role as king. Obviously, he's going to be the king. Oddly enough, Wakanda never falls. That's like the only place it never loses when the Earth is invaded. T'Challa and his army always stand up and like hold the line. So I imagine they are probably going to be the only people on Earth kicking the symbiote army's ass until the end. I imagine they'll be holding the line the whole time, just based on past results. Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black. After reading the first issue, I can confirm this is not key to the King in Black event. I've really enjoyed the series from Peter David, even with Greg Land on art. But this is definitely the weakest of the 3 so far. Like, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the others. I was kind of bored by the end. Probably going to drop off of that one, if I'm being honest. Venom versus Carnage. This is one of the tie-ins that I might read. I've heard good things about Sean and McGuire. And Gwen Stacy versus Mary Jane Watson. They've been in each other's throats over the band for years, but not like this. This battle of the bands really shreds. I don't okay about the bands thing, but I might check this one out. It looks funny. Might be. There's another one I definitely am going to read, but this is on my maybe list. As far as the tie-ins, this is a maybe. King in Black Namor 4 of 5. Kurt Busiek. He's a jerk off. Not reading it. Even though I love Namor. Kurt Busiek, I would never intentionally give that guy money. King in Black, Planet of the Symbiotes, number 2 or 3. This one's definitely one that I'm going to read because it sounds so weird. Not like Iron Man and Doctor Doom fighting symbiote Santa Claus weird. Like something I would find interesting weird. I got to read this one. This was Mark Bernardin and Jeffrey Thorne with Kyle Holtz, good artist, and Jan Bazuldia. In this quarter, a dragon made of parasitic slime sent from outer space to consume any and all life on Earth with extreme prejudice. In that corner, a bombastic behemoth packing 100,000 tons of all-American muscle. You know him. You love him. American Kaiju. Ooh, yeah. I'm definitely reading this. It's a 3-parter. The art should be pretty good. This cover is absolutely bonkers. And yes, please. I'm definitely going to be reading this one. I'm going to be rooting for American Kaiju, even though I think he's going to lose. King in Black Thunderbolts. I kind of feel bad for Thunderbolts fans. Matthew Rosenberg, like his Punisher was awful. What else has he done that was really bad? Well, he actually had like 5 good issues of Uncanny X-Men, but then it just went to crap once he realized he was relaunching. Hate to see him waste Juan Ferreira's art on this. I'm glad he got paid, but no one's going to read it because it's Matthew Rosenberg, and it sucks. Black Cat #3, the series that was relaunched, rebooted with the same creative team, just so they could have a Black Cat #1 King in Black cover. Jed MacKay, after what he did on Taskmaster, I didn't mind the first 2 issues of Black Cat that I actually read. I was like, oh, these are fine, but wasn't my comic book. But I'll probably never read a Jed MacKay comic book after the Taskmaster #1. That's how negative my impression is of him after reading that. Daredevil 27 must read King in Black tie-in. This is the best ongoing series at Marvel Comics, in my opinion. Chip Zdarsky, Marco Checchetto with Mike Hawthorne. As New York begins to crack under the weight of Null's symbiotic assault, Matt Murdock has a crisis of faith. Matt Murdock always has a crisis of faith. In the most electrifying issue of Chip Zdarsky and Marco Checchetto's groundbreaking Daredevil run yet, but this time they're joined by none other than Mike Hawthorne, spearheading a brutal story that pits Daredevil against the God King of the symbiotes himself, Null. So Daredevil is likely to be dead or be conscripted into the symbiote army. There is no chance in hell that Daredevil can stand up to Null. He ought to lose quite handily, and maybe he'll take down Elektra while he's at it. Maybe he'll be the one that infects Elektra, but Daredevil is going down hard. It's hard to say. I don't like it when these events tie into my ongoings. There's no reason, if not everything Marvel is tied into King of Black, Daredevil certainly shouldn't be, because it doesn't fit the tone of what Zdarsky is doing, and he actually is doing a lot of good stuff. So that's disappointing because not everything is Daredevil, King of Black related. King of Black: Return of the Valkyries. Jason Aaron on a Valkyrie story. Jason Aaron, he needs a break from Marvel. He and Marvel need to go on a break from each other, to be completely honest. He needs to re-energize and go get some new ideas, because the man hasn't written a good Marvel comic in 2 years. His Avengers is atrocious. His War of the Realms was atrocious. Okay, the first couple issues of Conan the Barbarian were pretty decent, and then it just fell off a cliff. Jason Aaron needs a break. He needs to go to Image or Boom or somewhere, do something off the beaten path that's not superhero related, and then come back when he's ready, when he's got some new ideas, because the man is an empty vessel right now. Just saying. Savage Avengers. This is the Jerry Duggan comic that's actually good. Conan, Deadpool, and the Night Flyer escape Rikers in the endless night during the reign of King in Black. What crazy heist will ruin Deadpool's 30th anniversary? Here's a hint. It involves the Hellfire Club. Probably worth a read. Miles Morales, Spider-Man 23. I am not a big fan of Saladin Ahmed. And after seeing Carmen Carnero's art in Hellions, no. That was so bad. That woman does not appreciate the Asian female form, I'll tell you that. Psylocke had no curves on any places. It was just a dude. It wasn't even a dude, it was a boy. Sword #3. This is the Al Ewing Dawn of X title that's going to be launching out of Ten of Swords. We'll see if this is successful. Al Ewing obviously has a big hit over at, I believe it's Image. Is it Image? No, it's Boom with We Only Find Them When They're Dead. He's still got his Immortal Hulk going on. Because this is related to Ten of Swords, I'm not reading much Dawn of X after Ten of Swords, I can tell you that. And this ain't going to be one of them. Valerio Schitti's art in Empire was fine, but Al Ewing and Dan Slott's writing was bad. Very bad. Why is Dan Slott still on Fantastic Four? 29 issues into it. Have Marvel not figured out the man sucks at Fantastic Four? And he just had another blow up where he was trashing the readers again. It's like that's what he does. Why is he still writing anything at Marvel? They should have kicked this guy to the curb. Like, this should be Chip Zdarsky's Fantastic Four. The readers have been deprived of a great Fantastic Four series, and fans of the Fantastic Four have been subjugated to a less than stellar run by Dan Slott. And if you say anything about his writing style, he tells you you're a Nazi because he's Dan Slott. Now we are getting out of the King in Black comics. Avengers Mech Strike #1. I don't know. Captain America kind of looks like Optimus Prime here. This is something I find interesting, but it is Jed McKay. So that is an insta-pass after Taskmaster. We got a Spider-Man facsimile. There is supposed to be a Morbius ongoing by now, but because the movie is like indefinitely delayed, we haven't heard about the series, but you are going to get a Morbius one-shot from Ralph Macchio, obviously a longtime editor and writer within the industry, Bond of Blood. So if you're a Morbius fan, at least you get this one shot. And hope you enjoy it. Another facsimile edition, Black Knight. That's going to be Stan Lee. Eternals #2. This is also supposed to tie into a movie. Obviously, The Eternals is not coming out in 2020 or probably even 2021, if we're being honest. If it does, it's at the very end. We're going to have Icarus and Thanos going at it. Really powerful creative team. Kieran Gillen and Asad Ribic. I don't know if Eternals are your thing. That's a great creative team. I just can't get excited for Eternals no matter what. Like Kieran Gillen's a good writer. He ain't good enough for me to just read stuff I'm not interested in. That's how I feel. The Union. I believe this is also spinning out of the pages of Ten of Swords, specifically Excalibur. If it's Excalibur related, it's worth a pass. MODOK Head Games #3. Patton Oswalt. No thanks. That guy's a moron. X-Men Legends. I just did a countdown with Doc earlier today about all the stuff we want him to do in X-Men Legends. This is I guess there's a 3-part like connecting variant cover that looks pretty dope. Obviously, we got the Brett Booth cover. The covers are all just really good. The first one's going to be Fabian Nicieza. Brett Booth, 40 pages, $5. This is a this is a series I'm definitely going to be all in on, and I'm very excited for. Another series I'm going to be all in on, Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon. Larry Hama on an action comic? Absolutely. Danny's voyages into the heart of heaven, only to find his destination lies elseworld, the hellish hidden 8th city. What is the dark force behind the ancient gate that stands locked in the heart of the 8th city, people? The only way to stop the ravaging hordes is to bring the heavenly cities to Earth. But will even that be enough? Sold. It's going to be good. That's going to be absolutely. Nonstop Spider-Man, another Marvel series that I'm actually really interested in, because the current Amazing Spider-Man, which I like, I think Last Remains is really good, is very dark. This is supposed to be more action-oriented and maybe a little bit more fun to read. Not that Amazing Spider-Man isn't fun right now, but there's some crazy stuff going on there. Chris Bachalo also had a little short in Spider-Man 850. I thought the art in that, while being very different, was a lot of fun. Joe Kelly should do a fine job, and action-packed Spider-Man or nonstop Spider-Man is absolutely going to be something I'm reading. Mortal Hulk 44, Al Ewing and Joe Bennett wrapping up their run. Started out great, leading into number 25, the big cosmic issue. I thought it fell off the rails. I hated 25. Sounded like there's some weird stuff going on. Supposedly, Immortal Hulk has gone back to being a really good series, but I just don't trust Al Ewing right now, especially after Empire. Maestro War and Pax. This is the sequel to Maestro from Peter David, Javier Pena. If you're enjoying Maestro, this is probably a must-read. I am enjoying Maestro, so it is a must-read. Marvel Voices Legacy #1. I just talked about this on the channel. The comic book for nobody, other than the higher-ups at Marvel Comics, so they can pat themselves on the back, say they did a good job, they supported the cause, and then they'll worry about promoting Black creators that have yet to be discovered again next February, as they do every year. Too bad. Wolverine Black, White, and Blood. I don't know if you really like black and white art with blood splatter. This is the comic book for you. Just based off the first issue, the stories are exceptionally inconsequential. Didn't seem to bring much to it. And the creative teams aren't all that great. Like Stephen DeKnight, obviously, he was the showrunner for Daredevil on Netflix. Kelly Thompson, I don't care about Kelly Thompson's Wolverine, do you? Ed Brisson, that one's interesting, but he's getting third billing, so whatever. I don't know if that's your thing, you'll enjoy this. I'll be skipping it. I don't think it's going to be all that important. X-Force 17. But it looks like we got Kid Omega coming back, but why is he with the Kuoko, whatever, the Cuckoo sister? I thought they were all dating Cable. So weird. Ben Percy, Josh Quasara back on the title. I just read the only bad issue of X-Force ever. Well, not ever, but in this run, and it was just, I don't even want to get into it. There's going to be a video about it on Sunday. Death gives Quentin Quire, a.k.a. Kid Omega, a new lease on life. There you go. New Mutants. I will not be reading this, but I wonder, for some reason when I saw this, I thought maybe some of these were the faces, like this one specifically might have been one of the agents of Araco, or the Sword Bearers of Araco. I'm not really sure, but Ayala, after embarrassing herself on that Marauders Storm getting her sword story, no, never on a X-Men book. That comic was terrible. Rod Reese doing a great job. Hate to see him wasted. This is probably one of the ugliest covers I've ever seen in my life. It's deserved for an X Factor issue. Leah Thompson's X Factor is a joke, and I'm surprised that Marvel is still even publishing it this late into the game. What is it? Yeah, 7 issues too many. 7 issues far too many. Wolverine number 10. We get the return of Maverick with Adam Kubert on art. Loving the Victor Bogdanovich stuff, but Adam Kubert is definitely badass as well. Wolverine gets into a jam with his old Team X compatriot Maverick, but the reunion won't last long if they can't break free of the Legacy House. So, Hellions, the other X-Men book that I'm really enjoying. I don't know. I'm confused here. Is that J.B. Braddock? I might be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it is. I think it's Sir J.B., which means this probably has something to do with Otherworld. Zed Wells, Steven Segovia have done a good job. I can tell you what'll kill Hellions, more adventures in Otherworld. X-Men 18, this is the story I've been waiting for forever. Finally, X-23, Sync, and Darwin are going to return from the Vault, or the Children of the Vault, and Evolved, and we'll see what happened with them. I thought, for some reason, I thought Brett Booth was illustrating this one. Obviously, it is Mahmoud Asrar with Jonathan Hickman. Those are going to be the 2 artists moving forward on X-Men. I don't know. We'll see how long I can last on X-Men past Ten of Swords, but this will keep me there, and so will Brett Booth, at least for the short term. Marauders 18, Jerry Duggan. What a waste of Stefano Caselli. What a waste. Excalibur 18. You know what they should do in this series? Kill all the characters in the series, because T.D. Howard is a blight on the entire X-Men franchise. She has destroyed Dawn of X with her stupid Ten of Swords event. I can't believe Jonathan Hickman is letting them put his name on it at this point as a co-writer. I feel embarrassed for him. I feel embarrassed for all the other writers, including Leah Williams, who I think is probably a worse writer than T.D. Howard, because she had to write this crap that was the brainchild of T.D. Howard. I need to do a video about that. Remind me to do a video on T.D. Howard and how badly she screwed up X-Men with Excalibur and Otherworld. Ugh. Cable looks like he's going to be getting into something with Domino. Not reading that because Jerry Duggan is not funny and he thinks Kid Cable is a joke character. Warhammer, couldn't get interested. Amazing Spider-Man 59 and 60. This is the fallout of Last Remains. I'm confused. I thought the artists were Patrick Gleason and Mark Bagley over after this, or after issue 50. Why is Marcelo Fiera here? That's what I want to know. But at least we do get Bagley on 60, and they're undoing One More Day, right? That's what this cover has to mean. One More Day is being undone by Nick Spencer in Last Remains. It's got to be. There's no way it's anything else. If it's anything else, I'm going to be pissed. This is the most embarrassing cover. Is it more embarrassing than that X Factor cover? That X Factor cover is more ugly, but I think this one's more embarrassing. This is probably almost as embarrassing as the pregnant Spider-Woman cover. I don't know why they hate that character. Iron Man. Christopher Cantwell has exposed himself as a creator wanting to learn how to actually write. His interpretation of Iron Man through the first 2 issues was terrible. I would never pick it up again. Screw this. Avengers 42 probably has been worse than Iron Man of late. That Khonshu story arc was awful. This is obviously part of the Phoenix Force crap. Awful. Jason Aaron, leave Marvel while you still have your dignity, sir. You still have a good reputation. You're just going to continue soiling it with these crappy stories. I'm just saying. Black Panther 23, obviously this is the end of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. The Empire, the intergalactic Empire of Wakanda has arrived at Earth. Weird. I thought Earth was covered in darkness, but apparently it's not. It's not infecting everything, and Wakanda's going to fight off those guys. Yeah, we'll see if he lands it. USA Agent. I don't think this is what people were hoping for from Christopher Priest, but I hope you're enjoying it. Can you believe Captain Marvel's gone on for 26 issues? Is Kelly Thompson selling issues? I think they're doing a lot of variant cover ordering schemes to keep the sales above 15,000 because whatever. I'm shocked it hasn't been rebooted. It's due for a reboot. Taskmaster, awful. Not rating Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy, disappointing. I thought it would be interesting. Al Ewing, I don't know. I just thought it was boring. Thor number 12. This solicitation actually pisses me off. I think Donny Cates' shine might be coming off of him in Thor. Although at least Nick Klein's back. Listen to this solicitation. Does this make you want to read this Thor comic? Once upon a time, Jane Foster and Donald Blake were more than friends. Or perhaps they were even lovers. With Blake at her side, Jane could have shared the very throne of Asgard. Now they are about to become the bitterest of enemies, and if Valkyrie falls, she has lost more than a crown. All of the 10 realms are at stake, not to mention the life of All-Father Thor. So Thor has lost once again, this time to James Blake, and Jane Foster has to come save him again. Been there, done that. Screw that. James is number 4. Good luck to Eve Ewing. It's going to be hard to make that series sell. Strange Academy. Me and my son are loving this series, but I do want to say this to Scotty Young. Make the ensemble smaller, because Daddy has to have a different voice for each of the distinct personalities of the 10 kids in the class, and it's hard to keep them straight in my mind. Let's bring it down to 5 characters, and that way I don't have to confuse myself when I'm trying to read this comic book to my 5-year-old. But it is fun. Runaways 33, the comic that should be a graphic novel. Conan the Barbarian. They put Jim Zub on the series when it's ready to die. Just put that out there. Star Wars, The High Republic. The whole Star Wars relaunch has been terribly lackluster and disappointing. I thought Charles Soule's Star Wars would be great. As soon as I saw Leia and Carbonite, I checked out. I checked out a Darth Vader number 1 when I saw Padme. Of course, it ended up being her handmaiden or whatever. Who cares? Get a new idea, Greg Pak. I did stick around on Bounty Hunters for a while, but I actually just dropped that one as well. So I'm not reading any of the Star Wars stuff. I was excited for it, but it ended up not being my thing. So those are your Marvel solicitations for February 2021. Let me know. Are you excited for King in Black? Is it too big? Is it too small? What do you expect out of the Ten of Swords Fallout? Last Remains. Is it going to undo the One More Day atrocity against Spider-Man and Spider-Man fans? I want to know your thoughts. Are you excited for February 2021 for Marvel? I'll tell you right now. I'm going to read more Marvel in February than I am going to be reading DC. Future state. Very little interest.